It is such a pleasure to talk to you about the Minions because, first of all, I'm a big fan, and second of all, I just completely giggled like a little girl yesterday. So, first of all, are you the first fans of what you create?
She's weird.
Pierre, are you the first fans of what you create?
No.
You hate them?
No, I don't hate them. I'm a very bad judge. We try to do stuff that hopefully will make other people laugh as much as it makes us laugh. But we can never tell or foresee if what we set out to do is going to work or not.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly love working with these characters because they, in many ways, as you're working with them, they sort of tell you what they want to do and where they want to go. So it's whether it's in storyboarding or in animation. It's there's a lot of material and fun to work with.
We're the minions of the minions.
Yeah, exactly, and it's quite extraordinary how the narrative works with a language that's completely made up from here and there. So how much do you?
It's not made up. Why would you say that?
But exactly that, actually, it feels made up. But do you carefully think it through and make it sound so spontaneous?
Yeah, well, I think that there are multiple ingredients that come into the minion languages. First and foremost is the fact that you recognize some words here and there. Oh, isn't that English? Isn't that Spanish? Isn't that Italian? Is that
exactly.
Japanese? So that's one element. And the other, and that's a big secret, the other element is actually to write out these sentences, nonsensical sentences, and try to deliver them as naturally as possible to make them sound like, oh, well, it sounds like a language, but and obviously the trickiest stuff is to find like the proper words and the proper intonation so that these guys that not supposed to understand them, all of a sudden magically you do.
No, absolutely, it makes sense all throughout the film. I mean, it's like watching a foreign movie without subtitles. I mean, it's extraordinary. But was it the main challenge?
Well, I think the main challenge was trying to tell a story with the Minions, because what we've seen from the Despicable Me movies is, Minions have always been sort of like one big character.
Yeah, the supporting cast.
Exactly, and so trying to pull out, these three main characters, these three Minions, and give them differentiated personalities, and to try to follow them through an entire story. I think that was one of the principal challenges.
No, absolutely. Is it the kind of thing where you pick up words here and there and you want to put them in, like profiterole, which I laughed for like 20 minutes for. I just turned around to the person next to me, I'm like, did they really say profiterole?
Did you get chipolata also?
No, chipolata. So is it like that? Things make you laugh around, and then it infuses your imagination.
But it is. I have this. It's not a lexical grammar thing, but we do come up with words of like, hey, we should say that because it sounds minionese for some reason. So
it sounds funny.
It's funny words too. So it's all about like what we've eaten maybe at noon and what we've gone through, different experiences we've gone through our lives that go into the minion language for some reason.
Minionese, I love it. Sandra Bullock obviously was great because she was quite nuanced in the performance. She can be so sweet, a little bit bipolar as a character. She can be so sweet at some point and she can be so evil. So why was she the super choice for Scarlett?
Do you want to go there first?
I think it's because it's sort of like ironic in terms of what the Minions getting what they want because they want to work for an evil boss. And then they end up working with one that is both super affectionate to them and so like kind of lets their guard down, but then also can be quite tyrannical with them. So it's sort of like they get what they want, but it's a curse what they get.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because there's that psychological thing about Sandra Bullock. She's America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
She's this very nice person too. And it felt like a good casting. Like, oh, let's give her a role that she doesn't not used to. And the great thing that she brought us actually is also like ideas about some stuff because as I was saying earlier, we in the making of the movie, which took like about 3 years, we try stuff, we get lost, and then we find our way to something that's hopefully better than what we started out with.
A kick-ass queen.
Yeah, exactly. But the first thing that we landed on was something that was like too mean, first degree mean, and that wasn't good. And she felt it, we all felt it, and she had the proper words, and she suggested stuff that helped the movie greatly, and her character being what Cal was talking about, like very nice, very sweet, very pleasing, and then that can have like excessive angers that are really surprising and scary.
Yeah, absolutely, and Jon Hamm did infuse also with that performance. He just gave the alter ego to that nuance, didn't he?
Yeah, just like being this like hyper cool guy that is really charming and groovy.
And the couple is actually very cool because you wouldn't expect our thing was about like in the 60s, you see, the women, had the right to be in the kitchen waiting for their man to come home from work, blah, 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 blah. And so we switched it around and made it like, oh, in this evil world, there is this woman who's actually working and her husband is actually staying at home. And so in a way, they're very much advanced as a couple.
No, absolutely, it's true. Well, he's wrapping me up, but I would like to finish with banana together because I'm just a kid, like for 5 seconds. So 3, 2, 1.
Banana!
Thank you so much.